Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to the final part of the poodle tutorial. Okay, so if you've come this far, congratulations. This is what you should have. And you should also have your large poof and your collar and your two small poofs off to the side, ready for attaching. So in this portion, we will be making the stomach, attaching it, stuffing him, and then attaching the poofs, and then he will be done. Okay? I fixed my tail from the last video. Okay, so you only need 7 rows here, or 7 columns, so I took another one off for the stomach. Alright, the stomach we will be doing in 3 parts. Okay, so just follow me. We're taking 2 bands at a time going down the center. Okay, we're going to go down 7 times on each edge column. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to go like that. And here. Alright, we are going to cap off here a single band, wrapping it around, creating 4 loops. Now we're going to do a horizontal band, so 2 at a time, going right down the middle. Or almost, not all the way down though, but so just watch me, obviously. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Yeah, here, and here, and here, and here. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 bands and I'm going to lay them right on the middle, at the bottom there, okay? I'm going to take one and put one on each side here, okay? Go down under the capping band and loop up the top 2 bands, which are these 2, okay? Go back down, loop up the next 2. You can go all the way up the center. Okay, grab another 2 bands. One for here and one for here. Okay, go in here, grab the top 2, over, and then go up this column. Okay, grab the top 2 here, loop them over onto this one, go up this column. Okay, and we want to put some loose bands here. Okay, all along the edge we're going to end up doing it, but I'm just doing it one at a time, or little sections at a time. Okay, you want to loom the diagonal first, put a loose band there. Okay, then go all the way up this one. Even on the end, you want to put a band, alright? Okay, let's do this one. Alright, grab your random tying bands, tie off all 7 ends. Alright, part 1 is done. Let's peel it off. We're on the home stretch. We're almost there. You're probably thinking, no wonder why you didn't want to film the big poodle. Not only do I not want to, it's impossible because of the camera that I use. Okay, part 1 of the stomach. Let's pull all the bands out to the edge. Okay, bands out to the edge. Alright, let's do part 2. So, again, I'm going to go all the way down the middle. 1, 2. Okay. Diagonals here. And then all the way down. Alright, 2 bands at a time. Here, and here. You do, and here, and here. Let's go down the middle. Okay, great. So now let's grab the first portion of the stomach. Okay. I'm gonna attach all the loose ends to these pegs. Okay. I'm holding it so it's curving upward. Okay. Looks like a boat. You can put it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just trying to be consistent here. So go through the first set as well as the loose loop. Okay, so let's just wrap them all around. Okay, I'm going to put my loose bands on the edges. Okay, again we can do it in sections. Okay, dig down, loop up. Okay, loop over. Now, don't loop up these yet because we want to do this column first. Oops. Okay, so we can loop up this column. Okay, now we can loop up this. Okay, let's go up this one. Okay, now we want to do over here. All right, so can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, okay. Let's loop up this way. Okay, now before we go up anymore, we want to go back down and do this column. Okay. All right, this is 2 out of 3. One more little part to go. All right, so just tie off your ends. Okay, we can pull off the tying bands around the center area. Okay. Pull outward all the loose bands. Make sure you pull them all out. Don't forget any. Okay. We have one more small section to go here on the stomach. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're starting here. Okay, putting 2 bands there. Going down 2 more times. Okay, now we're going out. Down, down, and then in. do the other side. So here, 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 and here, and then we'll go straight down. So here, here, and here. Okay, we're going to go down here. Okay. Two bands at a time, as usual, for our horizontals. Okay, I'm going to stretch two bands all the way across. All the way across. All the way across here. All the way across here. And now we're going to do two at a time. Across every three. Those three, those three. These. And these. And these. And these. Alright. Woo! Alright, now we're going to attach the 5 loose ends to those 5 pegs. Okay, again, stomach is curving upward. Okay, we're not going to put a loose band at the top because that's where the tying band is going. Okay, best project ever. Alright, and we're going to loop up these guys too, okay? Alright, let's do the other side. Okay, loop up this one a couple times. 4. So I'm looping up to here. Let's do the same over on this side. Right. 4. And up to there. Okay, let's go up the middle. Alright, these diagonals and then these. I'm going to go up this way. Whoops. Okay, and now I'm going to take two bands, pull them through all of these, pull them through, and tie my slip knot. And congratulations, we no longer need any more rubber bands for this project. Yay! I don't think. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I don't think we do though. Okay. So let's pull him off. Pull off the stomach, put the loom aside, we do not need it anymore for this project. Pull off tying bands here. Okay, just pulling outward toward the edge. All of the loose bands. Do not miss any, okay? Make sure they're all out there. Okay. Have your fiber filler, your stuffing ready, okay? Grab your poodle. Okay, I'm going to explain what to do because you might not clearly see what I'm doing. The tied end of the stomach is going to go at the bottom, at the rear end. So turn it so it's curving down. If you've done stomach attachment, this is very familiar. Okay, so all my bands are pulled out, right? So this is going to go at the top, okay? So right at the base of the jaw, I'm going to lay this right here, okay? You can kind of hold it with your finger, all right? So the tied end, again, is down by the butt. The other end is up here. Now, I'm going to be focusing on all the bands along the edge of the body, only the edge bands. What I'm going to do is, let me show you something. The bands at the edge, you have, this is the bottom, right? But you also have the side, and then you have the top. Okay, so all the bands at the edge, you could either go through the bottom, the side, or the top, okay? I'm going to be going through the top on the entire thing, okay? It looks best going through the top. So, for example, I'm going to turn my poodle around and see where the jaw is here? Okay, this set right next to where the jaw is. I'm going to stick my hook through the top set, or through the top loops of that edge set, okay, from the top. Once I've done that, actually, you know, I'm going to move up a set, Up one set, up one set, up one, up. Okay, so it looks like you're going through 4 bands there. You see the 4 separations there. Okay, went through the top of that edge. Okay, here's your capping band on your stomach, okay? You have 2 bands coming out from that. Grab one of them. Doesn't matter which one, just grab one and you're going to pull it through those top bands, okay? Push it down on your hook. This is kind of very similar to what we just did before. You're going to go through the top bands of the next edge set, and you're going to grab the next set. Not the other one that's around the capping band. That's going to go on the other side. So the next one in line is this one. pull that one through those bands as well as the other one that was just on your hook. Okay. And let's go to the next set. This is what we're going to do the entire time. This is how we stitch it on. Oops. No. Okay, so hopefully you get the point. We're just going to go all along. Make sure you go through each set on the edge there, going through the top, okay? Including this one, which has a bunch coming out from it. We want to go through that one as well. Let's go through this one next. And this one. This one. This one. In with some of my older designs, I actually would have every other band be one, but I think it looks actually better doing it for every single one. Do not miss any. Okay, really try not to miss any of those loose bands, because then it won't be even on both sides, and you really want to try to make it even. Okay, so we're almost at the bottom. Okay, so I have one more, and then I have the tying bands here. I'm just going to bring that one more right here through the side of the tail. Okay, here, let me show you. Okay, I have this one left, and then I have the tying bands here, okay? I'm going to go through half of the set here at the base of the tail, pulling that loose one there, and then the tying band, or the first, you're going to grab one of them, because we have two, and pull it through that. Okay, so you have another set over here that's untouched for the other side, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this loose band, dig your hook through some random bands here in the stomach, pull that loose band through those random bands, and just C-clip. Okay, now let's do the other side. As we do the other side, we are going to be stuffing her up, or him up, okay? So we're going to stuff him up a little bit at a time. So, alright, so make sure you start on the same set on the opposite side. Remember, we're doing from above, okay? The set from above on the edge. Whoops, that's not the right one. Okay. Then we're going to grab the other one that's around the capping band at the top there and pull it through. And we're just going to continue, okay? Very simple. See how it's starting to come together. Ah, so exciting. Okay, so when you're at about this point, it's kind of like just past the forearm, okay? You're going to grab some stuffing, and you're going to stick it in and kind of push it up into the neck a little bit, okay? But you don't want to see it poking through the side here, okay? So if you see it start to poke through, that means you've stuffed it too much, okay? I'm going to try to get some into the neck area, okay? So use your finger and kind of poke some into there. Okay. Okay, so once you've stuffed that part that you've closed up already, we'll continue, okay? Okay, so once you have a little bit of a hole left here, you don't want to close it up yet, you want to stuff a little bit more, okay? Oops, drop that. Oh, this guy can actually fit a bunch of this stuff in him. Alright, so once you have him stuffed to the look that you like, just finish closing him up. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so again I have one more band plus the tying band. So I go through half of this set, pulling that band through, and then the other half to pull the tying band through. Okay, so it's nice and even with the other side. And now we have to, this is a little bit tricky, we have to C-clip. We have to attach this to some random bands and C-clip it into the body. So I'm just going to pull it through randomly, C-clip it, and push it back into the crotch. Okay, there we go. Haha, he's all stuffed. Oh my gosh, so now we can put his collar on. Actually, first let's put the big poof on. We'll do the big poof, then the little poofs, then the collar last. So grab your big poof. We're going to wrap it around him. So the smaller end, okay, you have your holes here, face the poofs upside down, like a jacket. We're going to put it on him, like a little coat, okay. Like this. Hee hee. They're dressing the poodle. Okay. Put it on him. And now we are going to, we have our loose bands here on the edge. Make sure they're all pulled outward. We're going to do the same concept that we've been doing, attaching things. And we are going to tie them together. First, let's do these here. So first we're going to close the poof with these bands in here. And then we will do the bands on the edge there, okay? Oh, the little boy. He's so precious. Okay, so we are going to start here on the side without the edge, without the loose bands. And we're just going to kind of go through the first set and pull the first band through, okay? Now, it's not a big deal if you don't know which band to pull through exactly, okay, because this last part when we attach the poof is kind of, there's no real rule to which bands you're going to go through to attach it, okay? Just go down and, as you see fit, just pull the bands through. Okay, so once you reach the end, as usual, we're going to lift it. We're going to go through some random bands in the back of the poof instead of the body. So the back of the poof, pull it through. Sometimes you might grab a second band in with there. That's not a big deal. Okay, just C-clip it. Whoops. Okay, so now the poof is closed. All right. And now all we have to do is just pretty much attach it to the body. So with these loose bands here, and then we have to stuff it a little bit. Okay, these loose bands here, so you would just want to line up your poof so it's centered at the top. Okay, there's no exact rule on how to do this. Make sure all your loose bands are visible, the ones on the end here. Okay, so we're just gonna, there's no exact rule on what to do here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's right in the middle here. Let's start with half at a time. So, like say I'm going to go through these bands and pull it through. Actually, I'm going to start on the other side. Just kidding. I'm just a perfectionist here. However you want to do this. Pull the band through, go through the next set, or it could be like half of the set too. Like so, just use your judgment. Whatever set is underneath the loose, whatever's underneath the loose bands there, just pull it through. Okay, it's not really a huge deal what you do here. Again, it does not matter exactly which bands you go through, just kind of go around, use your judgment. It's probably not going to be even on both sides, but it'll look fine when it's done as long as you're... Sometimes you might have to go through half a set instead of a whole set, okay? Which is fine. This one I actually want to go through a whole set here. This one I'm going to go through a whole set here. Okay, looks like I've reached the end here. Yeah. But I reached it a little too early, so I'm going to undo that. Alright, so sometimes you might want to redo it like me, because I'm crazy, but you already knew that. You kind of want to end in the middle on the bottom, not 3 rows off. I ended 3 rows off, so that's why I'm redoing it. Okay. Okay, so I did one side. I'm going to C-clip it. Okay, so it kind of stays. Now I'm going to work on the other side. So keep in mind that when you do the second side, you want it to kind of end on the same row as the first side. So you don't want to be pulling the band through way down here, okay? You want to end it up here where the first one ended, okay? Just keep that in mind as you go around. One, two, three, four, five. I'm kind of overlapping a little bit here, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so your loose ends on this side. I'm going to grab the loose end from the other side. Doopy-doopy-doo. Oh, get off of there, you... Okay, pull it off the C-clip. Now, we just want to bury these into the poof. Okay, so these loose ends here. You know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go into the body, come out right where they are, pull them in, emerge, C-clip. Sometimes you might pull up an extra band, that's fine. C-clip them all, whatever bands you ended up pulling up, and stick them back in. There. Okay. Now we have to do that with the front part, okay? Here. So again, we're just going to use our judgment. A lot of these we're going to be pulling through half sets instead of whole sets. Okay, so you just want to make sure, you know, you don't start crooked, okay? Just start straight, okay? And let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to start like that. So again, I'm just going to use my judgment. And I'm going to get going here. And you might not end up pulling every band through anyway, which is going to be fine anyway because, you know, it's a poodle. So, you know, if some of the loose bands are sticking out, people are just going to think it's part of the poof, you know, not like the bands you were supposed to pull through the body. So don't, like, freak out if, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. We don't want to pull that too far away. Let's pull it through here. Just use your judgment on what bands to pull through. Use your judgment. I have like 4 here at the end. I guess I should just pull them all through this last section here. See how that ends up looking. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so I have like 4 here because I pulled them all through the same bands. Like I told you, it doesn't really matter as long as the poof doesn't look crooked, okay? Just use your judgment and make it look nice. Okay. And as usual, we're going to do the other side, okay? Okay, well, however you end it. I'm going to take them off the C-clip. Okay. Alright, so grab all your loose bands. I have 4 on one side and 1 on the other. I don't know how that happened, but I might fix it later. But okay, so you're going to go into the body, come out, pull them all through. Oops. See, like it's not a huge deal. You shouldn't be able to tell. Pull them all. Okay, and then C-clip them all and stuff them back in. Okay, now we're going to take some stuffing, so some more fiberfill, and we're going to stuff the poof up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to kind of lift up the hole in the arm, and we can stuff some up in here. This will round out the poof a little more. Let's go to the other side as well. If it's showing through the cracks there, just push it up. Like that. Okay, see how it rounded out the top there? That's what we want to see. Kind of push some back here a little bit. Okay, so it rounded out the top. Let's push some under the armpit into the bottom. Round out the bottom. Just don't overstuff it. Like if you really see the white poking through, then just stop or pull some back out, because you don't want to see that too much. And once you like the way it looks, you can stop stuffing him. Now you're going to take, you should have your collar left, and you should have your 2 back poofs, which I don't know where mine are. There's one on the floor. I must have knocked them over. There's the other one. Okay, your 2 back poofs. These are going to be attached kind of on the butt, sort of, above the legs. Alright, so wherever your big poof ends, you have your little poofs. This is kind of what the fashion poodles have. The tied end I'm going to put at the bottom. They're facing down. Alright, you have, these are the 2 middle rows, okay? So you can kind of follow the tail up to find the 2 middle rows. We're going to attach them on the side, okay? So just kind of lay it there. Make sure your loose bands are all outward, okay? And again, here it doesn't matter exactly what bands you pull through. Just kind of, you know, try to make it even here. So just pull a band through. You know, let's start on this side. Yeah, start here. Okay. I'm going to start at the top. It doesn't really matter where you start, but because whatever you end up doing, you can just hide the loose bands in the body when you're done. So it doesn't really matter. I don't like that. You want to kind of attach it kind of close to the big poof. I'm actually going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to go around in a circle. It doesn't really matter, honestly, so don't freak out. Okay, so let's say I pulled it through all of them. Okay, we're gonna just dig it under. Oops. or kind of dig your hook underneath the little poof. Random bands in there. Okay. Come out here. Let's pull it through those random bands. Got some other ones caught in it. That's fine. Not a big deal. C-clip. Tuck it back in. Alright, so one poof is now attached. This is the hardest part of the whole thing. Let's do the other one. Look at the fiberfill sticking out of the leg there. Ugh. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, so if you like the way it looks, do the same thing. Dig it under. Oops. Pull it down. Pull it through. C-clip. Push it back down under there so you can't see it. Okay, make sure you like the way it looks. I don't. I'm going to fix mine after. Okay, after I'm done recording because this one's sticking up funny. Okay, so you just want to kind of make them look good. Okay, I'm kind of rushing just for the sake of, just for your sake here. Alright, and then we're going to take the collar. If it's a boy, you want the bow to be under the chin. Okay. You want the tying end. We didn't attach this down either, which we will do after this part, okay? So, wrap it around. Okay, what I'm going to do is I have the 3 tying bands here and the 3 capping bands here. I'm going to go through the capping band from the bottom to the top. Pull the tying band through. Go through the next one from the bottom to the top. Pull through the next one. Pull that through that one as well. And go through the next one from the bottom to the top. Roar. And pull that one through there. Okay, so I pulled them through. It doesn't matter if it looks sloppy up here because your poof is going to cover it anyway, okay? And I'm going to, let's say I'm going to flip the collar up, dig my hook through a bunch of bands in here, like say through this row, pull that loose band through that row, C-clip it. Big shocker, lots of C-clips in this project. Whoops. Okay, flip the collar back. Make sure the sloppy end is at the top of the neck. Okay, grab your poof at the top of the head. You have your 2 tied bands here at the bottom. We're going to lift it over this set, okay? So, grab your hook, go into bands in the base of the neck. Pull through. Okay. And then we're going to dig our hook into the body, come out near where those bands are, pull them through, C-clip them, do another C-clip, stick them back in. And there you go. And there, my friends, is your adorable poodle. Okay. I love him. Here's my little truffle dude. Okay, I hope that you had success in this tutorial. I know it wasn't easy, and it took a lot of patience and determination, but I hope you think it was worth it, because I think it was worth it, because he's absolutely adorable. I am finally done with all 3 of my little poodles. Alright, he can kind of sit up, or she. Alright. And I have to fix my poof, like I said, at the back there, but yeah, so definitely show me pictures on Facebook and Instagram. See the links in the description. Okay, Sarah, I hope that you absolutely love this poodle, and yeah, I hope either you try to make him or somebody helps you make him or makes him for you. Alright, oh, also, if you want, you can kind of pull out some random, like tug on some random bands in the poofs. It'll kind of have the poofs be a little more poofy if you want. It's up to you. Alright, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed. I hope your poodle's adorable. Share pictures with me, and wonderful job if you've done this. This is the hardest tutorial I put out there so far. And no, there is not going to be a tutorial on the mother, so don't ask. If you do, I'll ignore you. I hope that you love your poodle. Ta-ta, everybody.